Hello, I Amit Kundu. Today we will discuss on concept of engineering design. So, concept of engineering design. Start with engineering design. And what is engineering design? First of all, when we think about engineering design, we always think about lot of calculation, like to calculate strength, to calculate reliability, to calculate life cycle. But actually, to develop a product, there are few steps involved in design process. Today we will discuss on these particular steps. So, first step is embodiment design. Before going to embodiment design, we should understand what are the different steps involved in engineering design process. To design a product, we need concept, and before concept, we have to understand requirement of customer, and that is called problem. Then the first step is define the problem. For what purpose we are going to design the particular product? That is important. Once we have the problem, problem we have already defined, the next step is to gather the information. Now, gathering of information can be done through lot of ways, like from engineering journal, from patent copy, from internet, from anywhere. We can collect the information because we need this information to update our design. So, third step will be the concept generation. Concept generation. Concept generation mainly done through the experts, the users. To generate concept, we have to understand the design process. We have to understand the functionality. For that purpose, experts are used to sit together, and there are brainstorming sessions. They can done it through the old design. Have some information on concept. The next stage is the evaluation of concepts and select the concept. The very moment we select the concept, then design starts from here. These are the basic steps before designing we have to cover. The next step is called parametric design. First one is product architecture. Second step is configuration design. Third step is parametric design. And the last one is detail design. These three steps together is called embodiment design. product architecture. Product architecture mainly deals with the arrangement of physical component and design of modularity. Modular design, just like if we take a car, then engine assembly can be assembled separately, door assembly can be assembled separately, hydraulic power pack assembly can be assembled separately. These things are called module. In parametric architecture, we decide the physical arrangement of component. And in configuration design, three particular things are involved: selection of material, selection of production process, and selection of sizes of the component. And third one is parametric design. In parametric design, we decide for what purpose or what are the main objective apart from the function which is critical to quality we are going to deliver in this product. That will be decided in parametric design. That is through design for manufacturing, design for environment, design for assembly. These things are involved there. And product architecture, configuration design and parametric design, it always iterative process, because when we give the priority to environment, then product architecture and configuration design simultaneously work on the environment issue apart from the critical to quality, that is the function we have to cover. So these are the basic things, and at last we need the detailed design, because to manufacture a product or for production we have to provide the drawings, and for that purpose we use the detailed design. Lot of softwares are there to give the output of the printed copy of the drawing sheet. Now we will continue with the slide. As I say, configuration design and embodiment design, that is the prime important part of this presentation. So there is few things are there, like special purpose parts, their features, their arrangement, relative dimension, variable or attribute list, and the standard part, their type and their attribute list. Next, we can talk about a product or we can talk about a part, but taking a larger view, we will start with the product. These are the basic steps. We already have discussed the configuration of product, having the product architecture that deals with the integral part and modular, standard and special purpose component. We will discuss it later. The configuration design, we examine the electronic data system, that is EDS, the research, the sources, what are the information, what are the technicality available there, and the configuration requirement case, what I already mentioned, that shape and size is defined during this configuration process, and then analyze and the refine of the designing for functions that comes under parametric design, the design for function, designing for assembly and designing for manufacturing. After all this data, we need to evaluate which one is the optimum or which one is the best. So that process we use PUG method, weightage rating method, and after analyzing all this document, we decide with which design we should move on. See, if we take a example of pen light. Example of pen light means that delivers some light. We have the sub-assemblies or modules like bulb, battery, body and screw cap. And the bulb assembly having glass lens, filament, base. Battery may be having anode, cathode, electrolyte and plastic cover. Body may having switch, case and spring. And to cover this we have a screw cap. So here we have the product, then we have the modules, because we have to separate the module. This is requirement to give more productivity because we can separately assemble or manufacture these parts. And the last part is components. If we take any general product that will contains of standard part, special purpose part, sub-assemblies, which are also done by using the standard part and special purpose part. Now we will discuss what is the standard part and what is the special purpose part. Standard parts are those parts which are readily available in market and their specification is universally defined. Say for example, if we take a bearing, bearing 6205. We have nothing to describe in this because it is internationally proven. This bearing having ID of 25 mm, OD of 52 mm and thickness of 15 mm. It is already proven. So we need not, if we take a sketch of this, we can see it's a deep groove ball bearing, so we can show with the ball. Now this is the inside diameter 25, this is outside diameter 52, this one is thickness of 15 mm. So when we buy the bearing of 6205, so we need not to analyze anything. We just take it from market and we can assemble it. That is the standard part. What is the special purpose part? If we have need of some specific parts to mount in a component like bearing, so we have to make a housing. For that purpose, we need to make a board of dia 50 mm. Maybe we have to put a cover plate after that. So we have a guiding diameter, we have some nut bolt. We will discuss this later on. So what the point is, every product content of standard parts, special purpose part and sub-assembly. Sub-assembly may contain of special purpose part and standard part, and also sub-assembly may contain with some lower sub-assemblies too. Next. Here we can see the sketch of a printer, working of a printer. In printer, we have the paper tray, we have the printing mechanism and rolling mechanism, cartridge and to collect the paper, and the user interface who is giving the command, and logic board who is giving the logic. And to accommodate all these, we need a chassis to support all these things. So this is a sketch for printer. If we take the functional activity, we can see that the paper tray can be this portion, chassis to support all these things, the enclosure is required to protect it from environment, print cartridge is there, and the roller guide is there, and logic board which will pass on the command for printing. Next. This is the interaction diagram. In interaction diagram, we can see the working plus the criticality of the component. For paper tray, we can make it stylish because sometimes customer needs some better quality or better look-wise better component, so we can make some style on this paper tray. Also, it is rested on ground, so it absorbs some vibration too. Print mechanism and logic board. When the printing is done, the ink spread over the paper, so these inks have to be dried out. So temperature is there. So thermal distortion may be there, and that is, we have to cover that. So thermal distortion shield for RF, and chassis is there to support, and again the power cord and the brick and host driver software is required to pass on the command to the printer, and user interface board from which we will give the directives to the printer is required there. See what I was talking about, the special purpose component. We can see this is a roller bracket, and now we will see in configuration design, which I already talked about. It deals with material, it deals with process planning, and it deals with size. If we take a roller bracket, this is a simple roller bracket. We have to mount something, so we need a hole there. It's a base, is the height. But if we want to make changes, or if it is there as a requirement, so we can use it in different way. Just like we can give a slot vertically, that will give some alignment or possibility of movement vertical wise. We can make this slot horizontally, that can give some movement horizontally. For both the cases, we can use the slot dimension lesser, because if single mole is required to mount the component, if we reduce this slot, we can use 2 bolt instead of 1 bolt. So we can vary the size of bolt, which I already talked about. Again, if we see we can reduce the height. If we reduce the dimension of slot or radius, so we can reduce the height by using 2 bolt. So different relative dimension can be achieved through configuration design. Configuration design decision. This is the configuration problem. We have a problem of product, types of component, numbers of components, how many component number is required, arrangement and connectivity, relative dimensions, we have already seen like that. In special purpose parts, geometric features is important. The arrangement of features, where we have to mount a single bolt or double bolt, relative dimension, according to the first 2 points, the relative dimension will be taken care of. Design variable. If we use the material, see, good quality material, we can reduce the thickness of the material. So design variables or parameters have a great role for special purpose part design. And standard parts, I already explained it through a bearing. If we have to buy a motor, we have to specify only 3 things: motor power, pole or RPM, and the mounting. And if we go to details, then we need insulation class and protective. Otherwise, everything is already featured out inside the component. And in that case, design variables are power, mounting, and number of poles. Now, when we are talking about the design, we have to select design. Before selecting, we should have the choice. To choose the best alternative implies that we have number of feasible alternatives. That means when we deal with different types of design, configuration design, parametric design, and product architecture, we have a number of permutation combination. And among those, what we select, that is best or optimum. To select this, we need all these alternatives. And to create all these alternatives, we use the variation in configuration design, product architecture, and parametric design. The last one, the parametric design. We have this question: will it likely to function? Will it likely to assemble? And will it be likely to manufacture? Will this part of product perform its function? Next. These are the point. we have to cover. The first thing comes in our mind, is this strong enough? Is this steep enough to absorb all the load? Buckling load, thermal expansion, we can see in printer example. Vibration, we have to accommodate inside the product, quiet, noise, heat transfer. If heat is generating, we have to transfer the heat, otherwise temperature goes up. Fluid transport, energy efficiency, stability, reliability, human factors or ergonomics, safe, easy to use, maintenance, repairable, durable, life cycle cost, and styling and aesthetic. These points are to be taken care of, and that this comes under parametric design. What do we mean by assembly? Assembly means we need to put the component assembled together to perform the purpose. Assembly, a process of handling component to bring together and then fastening to them. Design for assembly. See, if any country manpower cost is very high, then what they will do? The designer should design the product such a way that manpower requirement during the assembly will be minimum. So they can plan for design for assembly. So that will be the prime factor after critical to quality factor. So a set of design practice which reduce the manpower time, which I already explained. For that, there are some design guidelines they have to follow. At the same time, by keeping in mind the cost of product. If we can see these things. These bolts are non-standard. These bolts are itself standard, but when we use inside a product to mount a, say for example we want to mount a bracket and 4 hole is there. We should or prefer to use this bolt with the same size. So it will reduce the variety of component. That means that will reduce the requirement of manpower, because if single tool can use to fasten all these bolts, but for this we may need the different tools. Now some guidelines. These guidelines are given by Society of Manufacturer Engineering to minimize the part count, the less number of parts, less time required for assembly. For that purpose, we have to work on the product architecture, module design. In a single component, we have to accommodate all these functions. Minimize the level of assembly. We have already seen there is the product and the 4 module was there, and then again sub-assembly, inside that there can be a sub-assembly. So number of levels should be reduced to increase the productivity and less the cost. Encourage modular assembly, use standard parts because it is off the shelf, and always standard parts having the less price, because this production of the standard parts are in numbers is very high, so there will be the cost will be the less. Stack the sub-assemblies from the bottom up. We should start the sub-assemblies from lower and then go to the up and last the product. Design parts with the self-fastening feature, so you need not to add the nut and bolts, etc. Design parts are self-lubricating locating feature, so we need not to put the dowel hole or etc. Element the reorientation. We can put a bracket from left side, again we can put that bracket in right side. So assembly operator can be get confused. So better there should be stoppage from single side, so we can insert it from a single side. And eliminate the cable. That electric hazards are very serious matter in operation. Design for manufacturing. We have to understand, we can use a integral part or we can use the n numbers of component. In integral part, it is better because If it is not possible to manufacture a single integral part, then we will go with components, and that comes under design or manufacturing. Again, there are some guidelines, cost and design feature. Now, this comes under configuration design. In configuration design, we need to draw lots of sketches. We have seen in printer example, the lots of sketches is required before going to optimum or best solution. So sketches are used there, and these sketches give some visualization about the product. We can use the CAD software, but CAD software having some problem with them, like for drawing a sketch we need width, length, height and dimensioning. So CAD takes time, but it is very useful because it gives a clear picture. At last, what we have discussed? We have discussed the basic process of concept in design. The concept of design comes under design, engineering design, and it is very useful the student having first year to know about the concept of design.